Today I would like to share with you Specmatic's new backward compatibility reports. So right now we're in a central contract repository, which contains many different specs. Now, if we go into one of the specs, let's look at what we're working with. So we have an endpoint / products, and we have get defined on it. This get operation allows us to filter the results by type, and the type is an enum of strings, which specifies these 4 values. Now, let's say we want to change this enum from the first entry in enum from gadget to electronics. Now, I can make this change, and now I can use Specmatic to help me guide whether this change breaks backward compatibility or not. So to get a backward compatibility report, what I want to do is I want to run the Specmatic's backward compatibility check command. So this is how you run it. So now let's just execute it and see what we see. So we see that Specmatic has detected that this file has changed, and it produces some results as a console output. In this demo, we're focusing on these 2 reports, the HTML as well as the CTRF report. So let's zoom into that. So let's first look into the HTML report. So now what we see here is that Specmatic has produced a full report based on what all it has checked across the entire repository. So you'll see that it ran a total of 74 checks, 72 of which succeeded, 2 failed. And on the left, we can see that we have all the endpoints or operations, and they are all broken down by the path, the method, the content type, and the request content type, and the response content type, and also the response code, these 5 things. And here we see that all of these are compatible. Specmatic has ran a lot of checks, executed many scenarios to check the backward compatibility, and you'll see that the number of checks that it executes over here. But now let's zoom into the failures. So to find the failures, what I can do is I can just click on this chip here, and it takes me straight into what has failed. Now here what we see here is that /products, get on /products, which we did indeed change, and that's what Specmatic is also highlighting for us, that this operation in particular has changed, and it's also saying that it's incompatible. Now let's just go into the 200 response and see what the error is. So here we'll see that Specmatic is telling me that the change that I made to the request parameters query type, it was electronics, book, or food, or other in the new specification, but it's gadget in the old specification. So it's telling me that gadget is actually missing here. Because in this request, if I have now removed the enum entry called gadget. So if a consumer who's unaware of my changes, if they try to make a request with a type of gadget, this API will obviously fail. So this is a incompatible change, and that's what Specmatic is highlighting here. And it's telling me that one affected scenario is covered by this, and it's also guiding me to where exactly this change is. Now, obviously, we just made this change, so we know where it is. But if I just look it up, I can just look up this exact file name, line number, and column number, and I get to the exact type where the problem is. So now we see that this is so we see this. So this is for the 200 OK response, and also for the 400. In this case, all the errors are the same, but if they were different, then Specmatic would have told me so. And also it gives a nice categorization of the type of error and some codes. Now let's see, so now let me just go back. And also you'll see that here I can filter by what has changed as well. We'll come back to this filter in another section. So now that we see this, what can we do? So let's see. One way to make a compatible change would be to not actually break this enum, not remove gadget, but what I could do is I could let new consumers filter by electronics. And in my application, semantically, I would understand that both of these two are the same, for example. So I've made this change now, rather than changing the existing enum entry. I've added a new enum entry. Let's see what Specmatic has to say about this change now. So run it again. It executes through all the checks. And this time, Specmatic says that the change is compatible. So now let's look at the HTML report again. So now we see that the errors have disappeared, and get for /products is now changed, but this change is a backwards compatible change, and all the scenarios have passed. And this is essentially Specmatic helping you make compatible changes. Okay, so now let's try another category of change. So let me just throw away this change. And let's look at another category. So let's say we have a common error response, which is that essentially we have, whenever we have a bad request across this central contract in many different APIs, we want to have a common bad request error body, wherein we include the timestamp, the status, the error, and the message. Now this is and error is marked as required in the response. Now let's start off by saying, okay, we're not gonna be able to send time. We're not going to be able to send the status anymore. So let's just remove that from the API. Okay. Let's run the backward compatibility check. And now this time you'll see that I made a change in a common schema. So Specmatic has detected that there's lots of affected specs, which essentially import something from this common schema. So it's checking all of them. So now let's scroll down all the way down. And as usual, let's look at our report. So here now we see, let's kind of zoom in, and so we have no failures. So that's good, I guess. And now let's just filter by what has changed. So now we'll see that all the error bodies, because we're modifying a common error body. So all the error bodies have changes in them, and we've run a bunch of checks, and all the checks have succeeded. Whereas the other specs are completely unchanged, but they were affected, so we did run the checks to make sure that nothing is broken. For example, this one doesn't actually use that error body, so it's not actually marked as changed because it doesn't import that common component. Okay, so now let's again filter by change. Okay, so this looks good. So now let's say, okay, we also can't send this anymore. So I'll mark that as something that we can't do. Okay, now let's run the check again. Okay, now this time Specmatic is complaining that this change is not compatible, not backwards compatible. So let's open the report again. Let's go in here. And let's see what the issue is. So, okay. So now here we see that we are missing a required property. So the error body in the response expects a property called error, but now it's missing. And you'll also see something here that Specmatic has now grouped affected specs under the same category. So now if we see this source file, which is the file that we just edited, and if we navigate to it, so we are pointed to the exact cause of the failure, which is that this error property that we have removed was required. So we've removed the requirement from here, but it was required originally. And because of that, this is a breaking change, because our downstream consumers are expecting us to send the error body, send this error property every time. It's a mandatory parameter. So yeah, so we see over here that we have a bunch of breaking changes, and same in all cases. And now we know exactly what we need to fix. Essentially, we can remove status, but we can't remove error. So we just go ahead and fix this, go back, don't make this change. And then I just run the backward compatibility check again. And yes, for 242 checks and 74 operations, we have a good change now. So this is a compatible change. So now that you can see, we have been able to fix our problems. So along with this HTML report, we also have a CTRF report. Now this is essentially structured JSON of what you see in this HTML. And there are many things that one can do with this. One can programmatically pass this JSON, and it's in a common format known as the common test reporting format. So, and many providers parse this format and provide you with a lot of visibility and a lot of tooling around it to essentially help your builds, as an example. So we see I've already prepared this PR for you as an example. So here, GitHub, we are running the backward compatibility check in GitHub. And the way to do this is essentially like if you see our GitHub Actions this definition, you'll see that I'm running the same command that I was running on the CLI, almost same command that I was running on the CLI, but this time I'm running it in CI. And I'm also uploading the CTRF report and rendering it as an artifact. And GitHub provides us an inbuilt, not GitHub, but the GitHub Actions Marketplace provides a test reporter, which supports this CTRF common test reporting format. So let's see how this gets rendered. So when I click here, and I see that the backward compatibility check is failing, and the same output that I saw in the console I see here. But also, usefully, what I also see is this CTRF report parsed by GitHub. So here, so just putting this in our GitHub Actions definition allows us to render the report in GitHub, and GitHub will tell us exactly what is failing. And one can share these reports and summaries. One can share this summary, but one can also share this HTML report. So you'll notice that this is a self-contained report. This HTML, the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript is all packaged together, and you can share this report, this HTML report also. It's standalone, and yeah. So just to recap now, like what all we have. So essentially, like every PR can be checked, so incompatible contract changes cannot slip through. And because if we saw here that we have this large central contract repository with many different specifications, some of them quite large and quite deep, but Specmatic is able to go through all of them and pinpoint and precisely find the problems and then report them as actionable findings. So yeah, so one can see the full blast radius of a change, and one can see what are all the affected specifications. We also make obvious what are the breaking versus non-breaking changes, and then we also guide you to figure out how you should evolve your schema. Essentially, add an enum value instead of changing an existing one, and don't remove or rename existing things. We give like actionable findings, so like it's all in plain English, and like we have the exact rule and the file and line number, so that you can go straight to fix it. And yeah, as we discussed, like we have a rich HTML report, which can be used locally, but one can also upload this as an artifact and download it and view it on your machine. But and also the CI tools parse the CTRF summary, so one can see it directly on the PR. So hopefully, this was a good overview of the Specmatic's new backward compatibility check reports. Thank you.